Welcome to this comprehensive guide on JavaScript syntax. JavaScript is a versatile programming language that powers the web. Understanding its syntax is crucial for writing efficient and maintainable code. In this guide, we'll explore statements in semicolons, code blocks in whitespace, keywords and identifiers, naming conventions, Unicode support, strict mode, and common patterns and pitfalls. Here's a basic example of JavaScript syntax. You'll see the use of strict mode, a function definition, variable declarations using let and const, and a conditional block with console log statements. Let's delve into JavaScript statements in semicolons. JavaScript statements are commands to the browser. Each statement performs a specific action, such as declaring variables, executing functions, making decisions, and controlling program flow. Semicolons in JavaScript are optional in most cases and are automatically inserted by a process called automatic semicolon insertion, or ASI. However, using semicolons is highly recommended for code clarity. While the code on the left shows several types of JavaScript statements, each ending with a semicolon, the code on the right shows that these semicolons can be omitted. Please note the cases that need semicolons to avoid unexpected behavior. Using semicolons consistently will help prevent potential issues and makes code more readable. Now let's discuss code blocks in whitespace. Code blocks in JavaScript are defined by curly braces and group multiple statements together. They create a scope for variables and can be used with control structures, such as functions and conditional statements. Whitespace, which includes spaces, tabs, and line breaks, is not significant to the JavaScript engine, but it is very important for code readability. On the left side, we see code that is hard to read because it is not properly formatted, and on the right side, we have the same code which is properly formatted with whitespace. Always use blocks with loops and conditionals. Keep blocks properly indented and match opening and closing braces vertically for better readability. Moving on to keywords and identifiers. Keywords are reserved words in JavaScript that have special meanings. Some examples include var, let, const, if, else, for, and while. These keywords cannot be used as identifiers, which are names for variables, functions, and other program elements. On the left, we have a list of keywords categorized based on their functionality. Identifiers must start with a letter, $, or underscore, can contain numbers, and are case-sensitive. For example, first name, underscore count, and $price are valid identifiers, while one user, myvar, and class are invalid. Always use descriptive names that reflect the purpose of variables and functions for better code maintainability. Let's explore naming conventions in JavaScript. Naming conventions help maintain consistency and readability in your code. The most common conventions include camel case, used for variables and functions, Pascal case, used for classes and constructors, uppercase, used for constants, and underscore prefix, used for private properties. On the left, we see some common naming conventions along with use cases and examples. On the right side, we see code examples and recommended naming conventions for each variable, function, and constant. Make sure to use descriptive names that explain the purpose. Be consistent with your chosen convention. Keep names concise but meaningful. Avoid single-letter names except in loops. Use noun phrases for variables and verb phrases for functions. Prefix private properties with an underscore, and use uppercase for values that never change. Next, let's talk about Unicode support in JavaScript. JavaScript uses Unicode to represent strings, which allows the use of characters from different languages and symbol sets. This includes Japanese, Spanish, symbols, and emojis. Unicode escape sequences can be used to represent characters using their code points. However, string length and character position methods may not work as expected with Unicode characters that use surrogate pairs or combining marks. On the left, we see string representation and Unicode escapes, and on the right we see Unicode used in identifiers and tables showing how string operations are applied to them. Always make sure you handle Unicode characters properly using modern approaches. Now let's discuss strict mode. Strict mode is a way to opt into a restricted variant of JavaScript, preventing certain actions and throwing more exceptions. To enable it, you add the string use strict at the beginning of a script or a function. It is applied to entire scripts or individual functions. On the left, we have code examples that show strict mode applied at the script level and function level. Modern JavaScript modules and classes are automatically in strict mode. Strict mode eliminates silent errors, prevents accidental globals, requires all variables to be declared, throws errors on unsafe actions, simplifies eval and arguments, and makes the code more secure and optimizable. Finally, let's cover some common patterns and mistakes in JavaScript. On the left, we have 3 common syntax patterns. Immediate function invocation, or IIFE, is a way to create a scope and is now replaced by regular code blocks. Optional chaining allows accessing nested properties safely. Nullish coalescing allows assigning default values. On the right, we see some of the common mistakes made by beginners. These include scope confusion, this context loss, equality confusion, and incorrect ways to copy arrays and objects. We also have correct approaches which are recommended for each mistake. Always use strict mode, declare variables at the top, use meaningful names, use template literals, use modern array methods, and ensure proper error handling. Always test your code in different environments and use linting tools to catch common mistakes early. This will help you write better JavaScript code. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.